And so we've seen the first 8 second round heats of the BoyleSports Irish Greyhound Derby. 24 dogs have gone crashing out. 24 have gone through some impressive performances. But what I want to know is, where's John Boyle going to send you on holidays? Bermuda, Bahamas. Some right results tonight for the bookmakers.
Yeah, not too bad now. Better than the first round now. We suffered big time in the first round. A couple of hot pots. Well, Clare's Rocket sort of got us out of jail, but we're still a tough opening round. But tonight then, like Ballydial Honey getting beat, Ruby Smasher getting beat, so not too bad tonight.
Of course, it didn't start great for yourselves. First 2 favourites winning. First favourite was Laughil Duke. Did everything right, popped out in front. Once he hit the front, was never going to be beaten. Holy Cross Leah ran well in behind him.
Yeah, definitely. Laughil Duke looked a bit ring rusty here last week, but no sign of that tonight. Popped out once in front. It was all about what time he'd do, and ran really, really well. Holy Cross Leah stuck to the task very, very gamely in second. I thought she ran a cracking race. A bitch that's more prolific from the front for Jerry Melia, but definitely tonight she really, really knuckled down and proved that even if she is led, that she can qualify. Jojo Fantasy, slow starter, going down the back, he was within touching distance of qualifying. He was always going to finish third. He just stays all day. So yeah, nice opening heat and nice to have a big name putting in a big run.
Indeed, 2 good performances there. And as you say, Jojo Fantasy, he might just get sharper as the rounds go on. He was running over 750, of course, so the sharpness might return yet. The second heat, Farlow Joey faced a tricky draw out in trap 5. He is a noted sort of tight enough railer, but he showed a bit more early dash tonight. Went around second again to Skywalker Manor and just had too much power for that rival. Took over the third bend and emerged a comfortable enough winner, and another one for Paul Ellis going rounds in the Derby.
Yeah, no, Farlow Joey ran really, really well tonight actually. It was a race with plenty of early pace in 2 and 3, Ashbank Martin and Skywalker Manor, but Joey, like you said, showed plenty of early boot to turn close. The writing was on the wall going down the back straight. We know Skywalker Manor, the Laurels winner, 550 is probably stretching it. He loves to lead and that's his game, but yeah, no, he ran well in defeat, but definitely Paul Ellis, who went ever so close here a couple of years back with Farlow Blitz, so good to see him with Rumble and Joey still going, but Joey a very taken performance there tonight.
And Leave Dawn, of course, tiptoeing through the rounds. He's that type of dog. He could easily find himself in a quarter-final or semi-final of a derby without having really threatened. Yeah,
and he hasn't started since he came back from Shawfield. He was very impressive. I think it was the opening round of the Scottish Derby where he bombed out, and he just hasn't got back to that trapping since then, but he is running on strong. If he can get a flying start, he won't be far away.
He's a dog at 8 or 10 to 1 some night. Could spring a surprise. On so to Heat 3, and here we saw Siderian Pearl. It was a strange contest. A couple of big names went out here. Drewby's awesome. I know he had a small problem from the opening round and he ran like that, and 5 Sober Call ran a strange enough race, perhaps finding a little niggle or something down the back straight. He seemed to fall away quite easily, but Siderian Pearl, she missed the kick last week. You noted that she ran well in qualification after walking from boxes tonight. She made no such mistake, flashed from traps and made virtually all.
Yeah, it's very seldom she misses the kick. She did so last week, and we touched upon it that she ran well in behind Highview event. She made amends tonight in an emphatic fashion. Sober Call's a strange one. He was battling neck and neck with Siderian Pearl on the back straight. Slightly seemed to come together slightly, and clearly it must have been an issue because I think he ended up nearly finishing close to last, and he was definitely close to last, going to escape. Definitely not his running from last week anyway. Vivara Swift on a cracker, the big price there to get through in second, but Siderian Pearl, like you said, we touched on it last week, she's a rocket starter. She missed it last week and made amends tonight.
Indeed, Siderian Pearl making all, as you say, Vivara Swift and College Paradise, 2 strong running dogs. Another couple that could tiptoe through rounds. You never know if draw works in their favour. On so to the 4th heat tonight, and of course this was Rural Hawaii, for many the banker of the round. You know, Tara Van Gaal certain to cut inwards from trap 4. He's not the force he was, and Rural Hawaii guaranteed a clear run in the early yards. Actually had to work to get to the front because he didn't take one of his flyers, but once he got to the front it was fairly straightforward.
Yeah, look, everyone knows what Rural Hawaii is about. He's as consistent as the day is long and just gives away a couple of lengths going around the bottom bend, and that seems to be his Achilles heel at the latter stages of these classics. But for consistency wise and for a ground you'd love to own, he'd be right up there. He's so professional. Started well again tonight, and look, he was everyone's banker coming in here tonight. Everyone was looking for doubles and trebles to put him in with. But yeah, Newlawn Luke and Ballymacbell both qualified in behind, but the race was all over at the first bend. Tyre Van Gally's just not the force of old, really, is he? And he seemed to run off the bend a bit as well at the first bend tonight, which isn't his true running. So yeah, look, Rural Hawaii, Graham Holland, you'd be happy enough with him.
Indeed, 23 from 45, nothing wrong with that strike rate.
No, he's an unbelievable consistent performer, and at the highest grade as well. Every big competition he's in there, and he's always there at latter stages as well.
Indeed. Now on to Heat 5, and here we saw Urban Gossip. This was a real shock. Urban Gossip not even outsider of the party. She was the outsider of the litter in this contest. Ballydoyle Honey was the hot favourite from Trap 5 following her brilliant opening round success, but she didn't clear Drubby's tee into the corner, and that was to prove costly. But Urban Gossip hit the lids like she did in the opening round last year, hit the lids and was always in charge.
Yeah, but you can trust Reggie to throw up an owl snake in the grass on occasion. Yeah, Urban Gossip, she came out well and really flew to the bend, was impressive going to the bend. Razzle Dazzle Tierna got a lovely run around the opening bend. It looked like it might get tight in the corner, and they actually all moved off and hampered Ballydoyle Honey, but Urban Gossip was gone at that stage. Razzle Dazzle Tierna ran on strongly. Drubby's tee for Robert Gleeson also running on strongly. I'm sure Reggie will have the bragging rights down around Rathangan now for the next while. I haven't got one over on Robert, but disappointing to see Ballydoyle Honey go out. She's one of the bitches that everyone loves to see running, and you would have loved her to last a couple more rounds, but in the Derby, in this calibre, that's the issue, that sometimes when she can't make the bend and she does take one or two bumps, it's one or two too much, and it proved costly tonight. Indeed,
when you enter the back straight in fifth and you have the likes of Drubby's tee and Cooley Green Jack the pass, you're in trouble.
Yeah, big time, and that was always going to be the case. She was so impressive here last week, but when that happens, when she doesn't get clear and she takes a bad bump, it's hard to catch these dogs.
Indeed, you're talking about different animals over this 550-yard trip, real strong runners. Now on to Heat 6 and Jip Rossetti. Here's a dog that, well, he knows his game. When he got to the fence, he popped out in front, made every yard to win in 29.59, an impressive success. He didn't get to the front last week, but tonight the big difference was he did get to the front.
Yeah, and what early pace he showed tonight. Like, he literally left these for dirt on the run to the corner. He was electric from the boxes. Clearly the inside draw was a big massive favour for him, but once in front it never looked like he had any chance of being defeated. Must be Jack Peters, Jip Rosetti's kennelmate, didn't really get going. Tyre Shukra similar. Drubby Smasher came together with Tyre Shukra on a number of occasions from the first bend to the second bend, which just completely killed their chances. Which was
she seemed to actually graze the rail on the first corner, threw her into Tyre Shukra, and then, as you say, they bumped a couple more times. Well, both were unbalanced.
Yeah, I thought that as well. I thought she clipped the rail, and I thought she hit the rail, whether she went to take the bend too early and she just bumped into Tyre Shukra, and the same thing happened at the second bend. They just collided again, and they just never really got into the race. But no, you'd have to say hats off to the two outside runners as well. They were the big price runners in the field. I think I saw them around 20-1 at the off. Tiernan's Gift and Starbucks Star, and we saw her later on tonight Dave Flanagan having not much luck with Dr. Zhivago, but at least he's won in the next round as well.
Indeed, Tiernan's Gift had a prep run in Dundalk during the week, of course, in the consolation, the Bar 1 Irish Sprint Cup. So going from sprinting, and he's coming from behind tonight to qualify in second after coming from behind Starbucks Star. So a versatile sort of performer.
Yeah, definitely, and you'd imagine the 10 days will help him now, because having two quick runs in succession, now he's got 10 days until the next round.
Absolutely. On to Heat 7, and here we saw Sonic. He's a very much an up and coming young dog. He's a dog with a lot of pace and power. We knew that. I thought he should have cleared the corner last week. Tonight got the corner, but just didn't quite fully drive it for me. I'd just be wary in the future, but what gears this fellow has, and once he hit the front on the corner, there was no stopping him.
Yeah, potentially it's just inexperience. He does slightly ease going into the bends. Damien Lonergan is a massive admirer of this dog, and Damien, I wasn't here on August the 6th, and I was talking to him that night on the way home, and he just said to me, this Sonic pup it could be the real deal. He really, really likes him, and he proved it again tonight. Ballyhooly Henry, you have to tip your hat off to him. He was further behind at the first bend than he was at the winning line, and when you consider 29.44 as a winning time, he's just a great veteran for Tom O'Neill, and it was great to see him run back, because he got no luck here last week after a bad bump at the bend, and it might look like he lost that spark, but he showed it again tonight in spades. Burn Lola, a dog for Congoini. I seen this dog running in Tralee at the start of his career. I saw him actually in a sprint trial one night down there when the BoyleSports Irish Champions was going on, and for a dog that walked out, his sprint was sensational. He's a dog with an awful lot of ability. He seems to have just gone off the radar, but the way he went down the back tonight showed a little bit more of what he can produce, and I'd imagine he'll be 14s, 16s, even 20s, depending on the heat next week again, at a big price. If he can find his form again, he's not a bad dog.
Not a bad dog indeed. Showed great pace on the back to get up the inside of Kepler 9 and indeed qualify. But as you say, Sonic, he's going to be a big cut in the betting, I'd imagine.
Yeah, even before the first round, he was the one, when we interviewed here, he was the market mover from 66s into about 40s, and you won't get the colour of that now. Like, he is a very, very fast dog. Like you touched on, inexperience might be just costing him at the bend, and you'd hope he gets a clear on the next night.
Well, who's to say he won't drive the corner next week and win in 29.30. On so to the final heat of the round, or the final heat of the night, should I say, and this goes to a young pup, Coconut Corker. There's lots to like about this fellow. Obviously the draw tonight certainly worked in his favour as the sole wide seed. Things got all a very bit tight into the corner in the middle and the inside, and Coconut Corner, a really strong running tracker, and had too much for the former UK runner Roxhome Barkley from halfway, and well, got the third bend and then drove clear. He's a nice dog, this Coconut Corker.
Yeah, I think I should be asking you the questions on this one, because you're the one that had a few quid on him, not me. So Yeah, no, look, he was very impressive at the way he did it tonight, and he's 2 from 2 now in the Derby, so he's definitely improving with every run. Very, very well bred Rossi Baby, who we're all very familiar with. Dr. Zhivago didn't get away as well as he got away last week, and he ran well to qualify. Roxholm Barkley was the exact same thing. Messy enough race, there was plenty of trouble on the inside and the middle, and that's where you backed 6, and you're right to do so.
Indeed, Roxholm Barkley and Dr. Zhivago, if they're reversed, Chicago's more of an inside runner. Barkley probably will edge to the middle. It could have been a different race, but again, if Chivago's in trap 1 next week, or if he is a slow starter and his immediate inside, he's certainly one to keep an eye on. As we've seen, this dog can really fly to a corner, and don't get upset by the fact he's beaten tonight.
No, definitely not. No, he's a dog we talked up pretty highly here last week. He's a dog I've seen so much of. Margaret Barrett owns him, runs in Kilkenny frequently, and when this dog starts, I think he's the fastest to the bend in the competition. He's that electric when he times it right. We've seen that last week, and like you said, it was just messing on the inside, a lot of trouble. So draw a line through it and just be happy to get their name in the hat for the next round.
Again, 24 dogs going through. This is the last Thursday in the Derby. It's all Saturday nights after this. Looking forward to it?
Oh yeah, can't wait. Saturday night's card is going to be brilliant as well. You've got the likes of Troopies, Roddick, JT Jet, and just the likes of them. So it's really starting to hot up, and we've seen the likes of Laughil Duke tonight really putting down a marker, and the likes of Sonic and even Coconut Corker just putting their names forward as the unknown quantities that we always see coming through this Derby. So heating up nicely.
Plenty of twists and turns to come.
Massively.
Well, that's it for Thursday night here at Shelburne Park. Join us on Saturday when the second round of the BoyleSports Irish Derby will come to a conclusion.